What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Last week we was late getting the video up, and there was a lot of views on there that you guys are hanging in there to the end, and I appreciate it. I got a few things that I'd like to talk about and address this week. That was the races at Sayre. We got some work done towards our new shop being built, and man, there's just some really good competition that has been at Sayre, and now it's going to get even better. Um, this week we was able to win again from fifth, which is it was last, but fifth to me is not last. It is the last starting position in the field, but in the past I've seen, when Roy and Jeff and my dad and even a few years back, probably like 2014, Adam and Roy come from the back of 15 cars. So coming from the back of five isn't really something that I'm gonna hang my hat on. Um, I don't know that we could have got to a field of 12 cars. What I first thing I'd like to address is some stuff that I saw on Facebook that I felt like was pointed towards my victory lap as it being a slap in the face to the competitors. I didn't do a victory lap to disrespect competitors or to show off that I'm doing good. That's a celebration for me and my crew. We've worked hard, and no matter how hard or not hard the other competitors work, it's not a shot at you for me to take a victory lap in my car to symbolize that I'm proud of me and I'm proud of what we've been able to do this year and win two races in a row. To me, I've never done that at Sayre, hardly ever even been able to compete at Sayre at the standard that I want to compete. And I'm on the radar of people, and then they talk, and it doesn't make me mad. I'm not the slightest bit mad about it after I've done it. I kind of felt like a I guess you'd say felt like you're poking the bear, and that's not what I was doing at all. It to me at the moment it was a symbol of how hard we've worked and been able to come back from blowing two engines. If the first engine hadn't have blown in the Fat Daddy, I still don't know that I could have caught Kobe Fitzgerald. I don't know if Kobe had problems that night or not, but he was out front running pretty good. I don't know where the rest of the competitors were. Or what happened to their cars, but I remember Kobe being fast, and I remember him setting lap times in about the 50s and during the last practice. My engine blew as I was trying to get around. I think Derek Moore was in Bodie's 48 car. When that motor blew up, and this was going into telling you why the victory lap matters to me. When that motor blew up, I remember me and my dad going back to the shop, and I told him, "You've won a lot of races, Daddy, and you've been competitive a lot of years in between when you started and now you've been competitive. You've been able to create a name that you've won some races. You've won championships. I have not. This motor blowing up, it's either you was riding on, and that was Roy's car, Roy's motor. You was riding on his coattail, or you got to come back out. I got to come back out with something, man. If I don't run up front after this, I'm not doing myself any favors. I can't go buy another car. I can't go buy another winning car. I can't go back, and I cannot keep coming back to this racetrack and run fourth or fifth after this motor blows up. I have got to do my homework. I've got to put a motor together that'll run, and he's helped me do that. And that's why that victory lap meant so much to me, that we've been able to come back and win two races back to back, is because we was able to go from back to the bottom of the barrel where I couldn't get a motor to run past the 70s to we've turned some pretty decent lap times and got a motor back down in the 50s, and we can pass with it. Um, a lot of times you can sling a car through the corners and be, fast, but can you pass with it? And we've been able to pass from fifth. Like I said, fifth to first isn't anything compared to what other people have done. And I don't put myself up there with those guys of being the best, or even think of myself as the best. But the victory lap meant nothing to anybody else but probably me and my dad. And it probably didn't mean anything to him. He would have been just fine with parking on the front stretch or going straight to the scales, and who cares? All that stuff is extras, is what he said. That's extras, man. You don't have to do that. We know what we've done, and it's nothing to anybody else. We know what we've done, and I think I have to run up front like I did the last couple of weeks and the week before. You know, a lot of people's going to discount the night that the motor blew up, but we built a motor that was humming. It was running good, and a lot of it had to do with working on the handling. For me, not that the car didn't handle good, but the car wasn't able to do what I needed it to do to run up front, and so we had to go in and completely change things to set it for me, because for so long I was worried about messing up what Roy had built, that it wasn't working for me. It always seemed tight off the center of the corner, and it was probably the difference in my weight and Roy's weight and the way I get in the corner and try to get out of the corner. Of course, experience there in the driver's seat. It needed to be the way I'm going to race it, and that's what we did. I quit racing about midway of last year. A lot of it because I couldn't compete on the track, and a lot of it because I couldn't compete between my ears. My head wasn't in the right spot for me to be able to compete. So what we did and where we've came from after that motor blew up, I'm proud of it, and I don't care what anybody else thinks. But I say that, but I am drawing it out there what the victory lap meant. It's not a disrespect to the other competitors. It's simply a statement that we came back. We came back a long ways. The first time we built the motor, we came back and I qualified at 1490 something, and that was last year, about halfway through the year or a little less after that motor blew. And that just wouldn't. That's not where I want to be. 1490s isn't going to make any statements at Sayre Speedway on a mini modified. So getting back down to where we can compete, there's going to be faster drivers, there's going to be better drivers, there's going to be faster cars. It's going to be somebody else's time. But this was my time. These couple of weeks was my time, and that's everything fell into place for me to be able to do what I want to do in a pony car or a mini modified, whatever you want to call it. And it worked out. So no disrespect to the other competitors. It was simply symbolic for me. So moving on, we're building a new shop. Got the concrete poured Monday. This is Tuesday when I'm doing the video. So yesterday we poured the concrete, and then the bottom fell out in the rain well after I believe it was set up good enough. So we're leaps and bounds towards getting a new shop that will be able to work on 2 cars at one time. I could do some stuff here in the basement, but dragging the car from Jasper to Calera every week, back to Summerton, back to Jasper, then Calera gets old. So I can go there and work on the car in the shop a lot easier than I can dragging it back and forth to here. Pretty good racing, the street stock race. Buddy Akins was looking really good. Handling might have got Buddy beat in that race. Carter Murray was coming off the corner strong, running into the corner really good. There wasn't a lot of contact this week, so Carter cleaned up, his way of getting around people. He cleaned it up a lot, and from one week to the other, and I don't think he meant anything by the bumps he was giving. He just get aggressive trying to get to the front. So he ran a really good race this week. I don't think he touched Buddy one time. Buddy ran a really good race. He hadn't had a lot of seat time and looking great. They'll get that car running better and better and better. He's going to be a really good race driver. We're happy. We're happy with where we was this week, especially with the rain on the track. We're not gonna go back and make a ton of adjustments on the car handling wise at all, because I felt like we picked up a little bit of a push, but it might have been from sliding the front tires. We're going to check our rollout, just stuff like that, and make sure that the tires didn't do anything crazy from during the race. I checked them after the race, and there wasn't as much stagger as I'd want, but that's just part of it. I guess sometimes you hit the nail on the head, sometimes you don't, but we was able to win with not our best. That I felt like not my best. There wasn't a lot of excitement this week. Frankie Martin and those guys made some contact in the late models, but there was only 4 of them. Looked forward to seeing the open wheels back out there. The limited open wheels was kind of, I don't think there was a lot of excitement in that. Normally there's some bumping, which bumping isn't always exciting, but good close racing sometimes breeds that. Um, it was good. It was a good week. We got out of there pretty early Saturday night, and everybody left with their cars in one piece, I think, across the board. And maybe, just maybe, we'll have another good week this week and have all the competitors on the track that we need on the track to, I guess, as people say, judge yourself off of. Um, but it's an improvement. We've got our shop to the point where it can be built now on the slab, and just keep digging. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for watching the videos and subscribing, and let's keep racing, man. See y'all this weekend, and have fun.